This video is a demonstration of the Racer8 cart program from Electric Auto Shop. The Racer8 cart uses 48 volts in its system, so it's a low voltage vehicle that can be moved in and out of any classroom quite easily without the need of an auto shop facility. And here we're looking at the small battery pack that powers the Racer8 cart. The Racer8 cart includes many of the same components that are found in working electric vehicles that are sold in today's automotive market. This makes the cart a great introductory course for students seeking to become technicians in the electric vehicle field. These components include the controller and wiring that connect the battery and motor together to drive the cart. And here we can see some of those components found in the Racer8. The assembly of these components is generally plug and play. There's no fabrication needed to make them fit together. This simple assembly of components allows the instructor and students to remain very motivated as they put the course together. Here we're also looking at some of the display features that interact with the controller. Students can see how the electronics work in the electronic system of the Racer8 cart, and in fact even program some of the features inside the controller to determine its RPMs, torque, and speed. The course is designed to allow the instructor to go into any depth of discussion on these types of control features, keeping it very simple and superficial, or going into very specific detail on how the components can be controlled by the display. Seeing these inner workings of the control system helps students begin to understand how the math works behind energy and motion and moving the vehicle. These elements are important at any technical level of electric vehicles, but serve as a great introductory lesson. The course also discusses how the vehicle is charged using alternating current, household current, and turning it into direct current used in the battery pack. And we use a safe solid-state charger that plugs into the outlet on one end and to the vehicle on the other. We also help students understand how energy is used and where it comes from, as we include a meter that shows the amount of energy going into the battery pack, so that they can measure and determine how much comes out and how far the vehicle has traveled. We have an electric motor on the cart, and that motor is wired into the controller, the speed controller, that determines how much power the motor gets from the battery pack, and thus how fast the vehicle can go. Here we show how the motor's connected. This is an overview video, so we have much more detail in the actual course video on the motor section of the course. We also talk about the drive features of the motor, how it's connected to the wheels and makes the wheels actually drive the vehicle forward. This includes a couple gears, one on the drive shaft of the motor and one on the axle of the vehicle. We show the interaction and connection of these two gears by the chain and how the motor is mounted on the vehicle in order to drive it. The connection between the motor and the drive axle on the electric cart is really quite simple, just a couple gears, but it begins to introduce students to how power is transmitted in vehicles. The part we're looking at here is a switch developed by a school who purchased the Racer8 curriculum. They developed this part after assembling the Racer8 cart in their classroom. It's an ignition switch used to replace a simple plug-in component that came with the original Racer8. This simple little piece is another important element of the Racer8 curriculum. Students used their imagination to come up with a need for this particular part and then designed it on the computer before they printed it out on a 3D printer. So we have the pathways of electric vehicle assembly and computer-aided design integrate and help students understand how to manufacture a component used in the electric cart. The course is designed this way to be a simple platform upon which other components can be developed, much in the same way that developers create applications for the iPhone. Here's another piece developed by a school, a plug-in port for the charging system. Racer8 is the perfect vehicle for competitions. Here we can see some elements from the course that were developed to satisfy the University of California at Irvine's Energy Challenge. These features include a 5-point seatbelt, a roll bar, and other important safety features designed to meet the Invitational's rules and regulations. The course includes the components, and the students and instructor design their implementation. Here we see the school using the course to design a battery enclosure system. And also a chain guard that goes over the drive chain and gear sprockets. These refinements help students understand the safety features built into motor vehicles and encourage them to use their imagination to develop these improvements. Here we're looking at a brake light switch developed at the school to turn on a rear brake light when the brake is engaged. So the safety features of the course are as important as the assembly steps needed to put it together. These safety features also include the apparel that the driver uses while operating the cart. Here we can look at some of the clothing, driver suit and boots and helmets, other gear worn by the driver to remain safe while operating the cart. So the assembly instructions of the Racer 8 cart, along with all the other lessons in engineering and safety, help make it a great first curriculum in the understanding of electric vehicles.